Hello, and thank you for joining me for the timeless messages for Sagittarius. What messages do we have? Let's pick those up. Okay, these are the ones that jumped off the top of the pile. So we're going to take them, since clearly they wanted to come out. So we're not going to deny those messages. Alright, let's see. Just make sure we got them all. Yeah. Okay, so we have our first card out. Here is Earth Magic. We see this feminine figure is under the full moon performing some sort of earth magic ritual. She has a scrying bowl, a clear quartz crystal, and some sage burning there. There's also a cat at her feet. You may feel very connected to like a forested area by where you live. You might like to go for walks there. You might want to do some, look up online some full moon magics and perform some sort of incantation on the full moon. And we have affirmation for growth. We see this witch here with this small seedling. And we see the symbology of the broom in the background. So you may need to clear out physical clutter, emotional, psychological clutter, beliefs, opinions, maybe even relationships that no longer serve you, okay? No longer serve your highest good. We see the little cottage there in the background. You may have a small cottage, or you may like to go to cottage type areas. We have number 13, coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So I feel that you're going to be very much embodying this energy of creating the reality that you desire. We have number 43, transition. Which reminds me of like a spinning energy, spiral type energy. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. We have number 39, romantic love, which reminds me of a blooming flower or several layers of bloom. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. So outward expanding type energy. We have number 4, Heart Chakra. Frequency of the Heart Chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. We have meditation for clarity. We see this figure here looking into this reflecting pool. It's almost like a mirror. And again, we see the symbolism of the broom, so you might need to do some clearing energies. She's wearing a scarf. So you may be very fashion conscious, or you may also like to wear scarves, or it may be very cold where you live and you need to wear scarves. We have Sun and Star, so this card speaks to the cyclical nature of life, the days, you know, the cyclical nature of weeks, months, years, and basically life, death, birth, regeneration. We see the sun right above the person's head, so you may be getting illumination, or you may be getting information that's coming in directly through the top of your head, like through your crown chakra. You may like just know things. You may have a cat, or also like to look at the stars at night. You may be an astronomy as well as an astrology buff. We see the crescent moon there and a magic wand, so you are a magical being. We have number 19, delight. So the yellows and the oranges there, like it's the yellow is like the solar plexus chakra, and the orange is the sacral chakra. Frequency, so this card speaks to those two chakras particularly. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. So spread the joy. By spreading your delight, we have give love. We see these two figures here that have two lit candles, but the flames are actually hearts, and we see a large bonfire there, but the crackle, what's floating away in the breeze there are like hearts. So there may be one other person that is connecting to you on a soul type level. This may be connected to the time of the full moon as well. It could be a same-sex relationship. It could just be love as in a love friendship, or like a family member type of love. Okay, so we have inspiration and courage. We see this person has their hands over their heart chakra, but all the yellows in this card speak to the solar plexus chakra as well as the crown chakra, this purple tablecloth, and the red there speaks to the root chakra. So feeling that these three chakras are going to be involved in this inspiration that you have, this courage, this inspiration to create something new. You might want to do some fire magic where you state your intentions to the universe in the present tense. My bank account is filled with money. Then you light a candle. I would use tea lights, let it burn all the way to the end until it goes out, and let that intention float off into the universe to be fulfilled by the spiritual realm. So then we have speak your mind. We see these two figures that look to be on top of a castle. You may be meeting with someone in person to exchange these ideas. We see these dandelion seeds being blown off into the wind. So dandelion seeds, wherever they land is where they bloom, right? So these, you may be exchanging ideas with someone that these ideas are going to come to fruition. So definitely, you know, speak your mind and say what you want to happen in the connection, or what you believe is fair to both parties if it's a negotiation type of situation. We have 6, third eye chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. So I'm feeling that you're very much tuned in, tapped on to the spirit realm and getting information through your, like psychically through your third eye. We have number 38, remembrance. I like the symbolism on this card. It kind of reminds me of like a crown or like an Indian headdress. Says the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and a body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. We have affirmation for healing the heart. So there may be some old energies you need to clear out from the heart chakra, some old pains or, you know, relationships, situationships that didn't work out the way you thought they were going to, or that you still have this lingering sort of bad feelings about. So again, we see the fire energies echoed here. So you might want to do a fire spell for the affirmation of healing your heart. Like, I affirm by lighting this candle that I release all low vibrational energies from my heart chakra, and I allow in higher healing vibrational energies into my heart chakra, or something like that. Light the candle, let it burn all the way down to the end. You may want to light some incense as well. I'm noticing the sage there on the table to clear your energy space. We have healing waters. So same type of idea, like when you take a shower or bath, you might want to say like like an affirmation, manifestation of what you want to happen, like out loud. Like, I affirm that these healing waters heal my mind, soul, body, and spirit. That type of thing. You want to like say the words out loud so that also your subconscious mind is able to like latch onto them, because so much of what we do day to day is driven by the subconscious. You want to put the right, you know, energies out there, right? So we have accept love. We see this figure here, this giant heart coming up out of this cauldron here. You might like to cook or cook soup, or you may like to make other kind of culinary delights in the kitchen. You may have a cat that you share your space with. You might want to, again, we see the fire element there echoed as we saw in previous cards. So you might want to do some fire magic for accepting this love into your life. You know, say an affirmation out loud like, I accept love in all of its forms. And then light the candle. I would look up the symbol of the upward pointing triangle. There will be additional messages for you there after the video. So we have ground and center. We see this witch here. Again, the symbolism of the broom. So you might need to do some physical clearing, mental, emotional clutter, you know, whatever that is. Clean out your car. Something. So we see this energy, this magical energy. It's like he's pulling it up from the ground, right? It's like he's invoking it, or like basking in this earth energy. So you might want to do like a similar type exercise. Notice how his hands are out in like a position of receiving like money and abundance, right? So earth energy is also tied to like finances and the earth signs, which are very stable, secure, you know, practical, very grounded, very reality focused, very 3D focused. We see number 20, discernment. Notice the third eye chakra there is quite lit up on this figure's head, forehead. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. We have fire magic. So again, the fire symbology echoed what we saw in previous cards, and also the chameleon. Be sure to look up chameleon after the video. There'll be additional messages for you there. I'm noticing the lynx cat there. So it's like an exotic rare cat. So you may be like an exotic rare type of individual. Also noticing the money bag there on her waist. You may be focused on your finances at this particular time. You may be quite focused on just getting the bag, right? So we see this fire is levitating in her hand. So it's like this magical force that she's in control of, but she's not directly touching it. So this may be like mental energy is some sort of creative project that you're birthing into being, birthing into reality. We have number 35, perception, which reminds me of like a spinning type, also like crescent moon symbology, and also circles. Be sure to look up meaning of circles. There'll be additional messages for you there. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. We have number 21, divine feminine. We see this. It looks like a superimposed snowflake over like two blooming flowers. That's kind of what it reminds me of. The frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. We have number 30, integration. So various superimposed triangles, both upward and downward pointing. I would look those up, the symbology of those. There'll be additional messages there. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. So those are your messages. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you've watched this far, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Be sure to check out my other videos. There are gems of wisdom in every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful, happy, prosperous, and healthy day.